What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the SH Figuarts Venom. From Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And so here we have the SH Figuarts Venom pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories. Venom does come with 3 different head sculpts. We do get the closed mouth head, which looks really nice. We do get a mouth where his tongue is exposed. And then we do get a wide open mouth, which also looks really nice. He also does come with several sets of hands. We get a pair of fists, a pair of style pose hands, a pair of pointer finger hands. He does come with a backpack with the tendrils coming out, so that looks really nice. And then he does come with the little symbiote where he's talking to Eddie Brock, so that looks really nice as well. Other than that, Venom doesn't come with anything else, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Venom. And so here we have a closer look at the SH Figuarts Venom, and I'm really liking the way this figure came out. Now yes, there is something to be said about his proportions. His head does seem a little bit on the small scale, where his body is like oversized, but that's kind of how it was in the movie. His head was a little bit smaller. I do think the issue lies in his neck. Like, they didn't give him enough neck. So it kind of makes his head proportions look off even more, because his neck is very thin and it really doesn't fill out the body as well as you think. Now, when you get him posed, it's perfectly fine, but yeah, the head does seem a little bit small. But as far as the design of this figure goes, I really do like it. It looks really nice. I do like the fact that he is textured all the way around. I really like the way they designed his teeth. You can see each of those teeth have like some shading in them, and that's really nice. I like that. His gums are exposed right there, and the eyes just have that same kind of bluish tint that they had in the movie that they transition into the white. But yeah, it does look really nice, and we can bring out one of the head sculpts where his mouth is open, and again, it just looks really nice. Even the inside of his mouth is detailed, so that's really cool. Yeah, it is something to note is that his teeth aren't the same consistency. You can see that the top teeth are more of a yellowish color, where the bottom row is like whitish. I'm guessing that's just the way they had to paint it, just because of how the mouth is shaped. So yeah, that is something to note. But moving back onto the figure itself, again, head is a little bit small, but it's because his neck doesn't really fill out his shoulders, so that gives him that really shrunken down head look. As far as the body goes, it is a really nice torso. They did a really good job capturing the proportions of Venom from the movie. And again, he does have this little port that you can remove this and then stick on the tendrils. All you need to do is get your fingernails in there. It just sucks. I cut my nails recently, so I might not be able to get in there right away. But yeah, there we go. You just plug in his little tendrils right here, and it is keyed, so you just plug that in, and they do have some articulation, and they do look nice. So I am really happy that Bandai included that little feature. It's something that Hasbro didn't, but then again, Hasbro was a $20 figure. He still has those veins that you see going across his body, which that was accurate to the movie. And again, I just really like the texturing that they did here. He has this really nice look to him, where he looks oily and greasy, and that's kind of how he looked in the movie. That's pretty much what I imagine the symbiote looking like. But yeah, it's a really good job here on the paint, and I like the fact that he's not completely black. He's like this really dark shade of blue, and it's almost like a purplish blue, but it's very dark and it's very good. I do like it. On his hands, you can see he still has those veins going up, and those look really solid. I do like that. And then going onto his back, going onto his abdomen, he just looks like a really solid figure. Now, looking at the rest of his body, he has the same issue with the lower torso that I have with all the Spider-Man figures that Bandai releases, and it's the way they designed the crotch piece. Not so much in the front, but on the back. It kind of looks like he's wearing a thong, especially when you move his legs like that. It's really noticeable. There's other ways they can design this, and this isn't the way to do it. So yeah, Bandai, you can design this much better. We've seen other companies do it, and I don't know why they don't. Something about their version 2 bodies that they like showing off. But yeah, I do like the musculature throughout this figure, and it has this really nice consistency with the paint having this gloss finish to him, making it look like he's an oily alien that came from space. So yeah, really liking the way he looks. Now there's really not much to say about the legs. It's just the musculature with that really gorgeous texture going down to his feet, where he has those really strange monster feet that people don't like, but I'm perfectly okay with it. It's an interpretation of Venom. It's not the comic book Venom. So yeah, that's Venom for you guys. He looks really nice, and I do like the fact that he has some really nice hidden pieces of articulation, which we'll go over when we do that. But for right now, let's actually get him compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Venom posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Venom posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Venom posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have the SH Figuarts Venom posed next to the Marvel Legends movie Venom. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Venom's articulation. Now, Venom has a lot of articulation, and some of it is quite surprising. Something I wouldn't expect from an SH Figuarts figure. For starters, he has a disc hinge in the neck, which is surprising. Now, it doesn't look like his head would get much articulation, but his head actually has like this little cap right here. So when you articulate the head back, that cap goes into his head, so he gets some really good range right there. So that's really impressive. And you just fold that back out and it covers up the head, so I really do like that. But yeah, it is surprising that it's just a regular hinge. It's not a ball joint. See, you don't get too much movement side to side for Venom right here. Most of the side to side is going to be done at his neck, so that's threw me for a surprise. He does have a ball joint at the neck, so that does help with articulation, and again, that hinge does work really well, especially for him looking up. You do gotta close that little tab up just to fill it out a little bit, but yeah, it still works really nicely. He has a butterfly joint, which unfortunately doesn't give us the best range. It only swings out about that far and doesn't really go back. It is on a ball joint, so it does go out to about right there. It does go all the way around. Now, if you have the tendrils on the back, it might get in the way, but you can always move those around. He does have a bicep here, bicep swivel. Then we have a double bend here at the elbow, and it does appear that he has a swivel at the elbow as well, so that actually does help with articulation. Nothing at the forearm, but he does have a ball hinge here at the wrist, so he has up and down or in and out. And yeah, you can see that actually rotates. That's pretty surprising to me. I wasn't expecting that. If you have the tendrils in, the tendrils do have ball joints here at the base of his back. So those do swing in and out. They rotate as you need it to. And then they have another ball joint right here at some point in the middle. And those do move around really nicely. Now, if you heat them up, you might be able to interchange them. But yeah, they're not meant to be swapped out. So if you try pulling them apart, do be careful. And I would suggest heating them up first. And now moving on to his torso, he does have a really nice ball joint in the torso, which does lean back and forward, side to side, and gives us some nice rotation. So really good range there on Venom. Then we have another ball joint here at the torso. Doesn't give us as much range. Most of it is going to be done at that top joint, but it still works as you need it to. Legs do go out to about that far, which is much better than a lot of Hasbro Spider-Man and Venom figures. They do kick forward to about right there. Kick back all the way, which is surprising, and it's just the way they designed it. This will cap the back, so do be aware of that. He does have a thigh swivel, which is a little stiff on mine, so it still works nicely. Double bend here at the knee, going back very far. He does have rotation here at the ankle, a hinge which goes forward and back. He has forward-facing pin for rocker ankle, and then of course we do have a toe hinge. So overall, Venom here has some pretty decent articulation. I really do like the way he moves around, and he does get in a lot of good poses. So it's really up to you how you want to have your Venom pose. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Venom posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the SH Figuarts Venom pose for my final thoughts, and overall Bandai has done a really good job with this figure. There's a lot of things that they could have skimped on his detail, especially seeing as how Venom is just a really muscular build that's basically black with some white veins on him. I'm really glad that Bandai actually went the extra mile and sculpted all the skin detail on him. That's really nice. I do like the fact that he is a relatively simple figure to make. They really didn't have to do too much for this figure, but what they did, they nailed it perfectly, and I do appreciate the fact that they did give him the option to have the tendrils on his back. That's really nice. I think having some weapon hands would have also been good, especially how he doesn't really come with too many accessories other than a couple hands and 3 heads. It's something I personally would have included, giving him some kind of weapon hand just so he can fight Carnage, which that's another figure I'm really looking forward to this year. Having this Venom in hand made me actually excited for Carnage. It was one of those figures that I was on the fence about, but now that I have Venom in hand, I absolutely am gonna get that Carnage one way or another. Now, Venom here is kind of hard to find at the moment. I did get him off HobbyLink Japan for about $100, and that's basically the going rate if you get him from Japan. Domestically, he is about $120, and that's from sites like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, Entertainment Earth. Is he worth $120? I would say maybe. I know the Marvel Legends Venom originally went for like 20 bucks, and with the way he is and a sought after figure, he does go for about $50, $60. This figure will run you about double that price, so I would think yes, this figure is worth it if you're a fan of the design. Now, I know a lot of people weren't a fan of how Venom looked in the movie. They kind of wanted him to have the spider. That's honestly a personal gripe that people have, but me, I like the way he looks, and I think he looks perfect the way he is. I really like the fact that he is screen accurate and that he has all these really nice details that you really don't appreciate until you look closer at the figure. So, is he worth the $120? Yes, I think he is if you're a fan of the design. Otherwise, you can pass on this figure and not lose any sleep. So, with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Marvel and Marvel related videos. Hopefully you'll find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.